Hi everybody. We all think about death, right? We hate to, but we think about death, right? But when we think about death, we usually think about it in one of, I think, two ways. How are we going to die? And what's going to happen to us throughout eternity? Not my mother. My mother's a very, very unique person. I've been here, I've talked about her before. I've talked about her as a senior citizen. Now I'm going to talk about her as when she was in her prime, I guess, which is when she did some of the oddest things that any human being on the face of the earth has ever done. My mother's problem with death is what's going to happen to her physical body when she isn't there to make sure what she wants to happen to her physical body happens to her physical body. Okay? This is her problem. Okay? So we start with the basics. First of all, we are Jewish. So Judaism has some different traditions regarding burial. The first one she loves. Quick burial within 48 hours. Let's get this thing over with. The second thing is she doesn't want anybody to take part in it. And she has made, this is not a Jewish thing, this is her thing. She wants me, my sister, and our families there, and nobody else, and nobody's to be informed for 10 days, because then they will all send sympathy cards, and you'll have to answer all those sympathy cards, and then they'll have to thank you for those sympathy thank you cards. I'm like, no, Mom, a sympathy card is a one-way street. That's it. Thank you for being thank you for thank you. No, once you say your sympathy, that's it. Maybe if they make a donation to somebody, you say thank you for the donation, but that's it. And at my father's funeral, my father was a very popular guy, and there was like 200 people there. My father, this is disgusting. Look at all these people they're going to see. They want to see us suffer. That's what they want. They want to be, no, Mom, they're here because they can't, these people, they don't even know him. Why does that person know my father? Play poker with him. How do I know? You know? But this, no funeral, none at all. She wants no part of the funeral. Okay. The second thing, obviously, that is part of a Jewish tradition, if you know this, is closed casket. And I do have a problem with open casket. I've got to admit, it's just not the way I was raised. And you know, when I see somebody, I always cover my head like this. Someone will say, "Come see Mom. She looks good." She's looked better. So I don't do the whole open casket thing. Closed casket, I think that's a good Jewish tradition. I think personally, I'll go with that one. But burial. My mother's got a thing about a tradition in Jewish burial. I don't even know if this is a tradition in non-Jewish burial. There's a shovel there, and as the person is put in the hole, as you say goodbye, you throw a shovel of dirt on them. My mother thinks that's disgusting. You're burying them. I can't wait to get rid of you. I'm going to throw the dirt down. That's how she feels about this. I don't want anybody throwing dirt on me. Besides, there's worms and bugs, my makeup. I don't want to be buried. That is traditional Jewish burial. She doesn't really care about that. You know, she eats ham, bacon, doesn't matter. So, she's going, we're all going to hell, right? Who says going to hell? We're joining you. We're all going to hell. Okay? It was a big gift. Well, I'll be happy. I'd be happy with it. Anyway. So, really, seriously, what's your name? Sarah Gina? Okay, anyway. Okay, so therefore, burial's out of the question. Cremation. It's clean, but that was done to us against our will. That's a bad thing in the Jewish religion, and I'll admit, I don't really want to kind of do that either. I'm personally going to donate my body to medical science. That's my own choice. I might as well get some use out of it. That's not all it's good for. But my mother decided on what she considers to be the cleanest and easiest way, the mausoleum. The human filing cabinet, I call it. Our last name is Lax, L-A-X, will be filed between Lawler and Lazinski. The first thing that she said is it's 6 stories high. And the most expensive ones are right here in the middle, not the ones way up, but they can't be vandalized, which is a big deal with her, because they'll always vandalize somebody who's Jewish. You all know that. And of course, on the bottom, everybody has to bend down. But in here, they cost like $1,000 more. Do I want that, she asks me. Strange enough, I said yes. Because you can't touch it. And once they're up there, they're not letting you up on a ladder. You can put a picture there, whatever. But my mother wanted to see what a funeral was like at the mausoleum. So she said, I want to go and I want to see what the service is like at the graveside. I've never seen one before. How do they open the thing? How do they put you in, take you out, whatever? And they said, well, there's a funeral coming up here tomorrow morning. Come on up at like 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh no, my mother, it's so conspicuous. I'll just be sitting here. No, tell me where the church is, and I'll just slip into the motorcade, turn on my lights, and just follow everybody up. And that's what, of course, my mother finds the difficult way to do something when something simple will suffice. And she's done this her whole life. And therefore, She follows them. She finds St. John's, whatever church. She's following up the hill to the mausoleum, and they all gather in this big semicircle, all the way up. And my mother very neatly parked herself right in the middle. Everybody steps out of the car, people on both sides, and all of a sudden, every head in the place looks right at her. Whoosh! Right at her. And she looks around, and some guy yells out, "Hey, who the old white lady?" I can tell you, I'm running out of time, I can tell you that my father's funeral went well until it was over, when my mother wanted to find out for sure that the casket was not taken for resale because she never saw the crypt close. To this day, we are still convincing her not to exhume my father. And it's my responsibility, a month after she is encrypted, is that like data or is that a person? I don't know. When we have to encrypt my mother, it's my job to make sure that Rachel, the person she's on first name basis with, who runs the mausoleum, who hears from her every single week, like a nursing home person, make sure we take off that crypt and make sure that there are 2 caskets in there, head to foot, foot to head. That's how we do it. So there you go. So if you ever think about the human filing cabinet, I'm the person to talk to at Hogan's later. Have a great night.